Welcome to Session 1 of Iron Kingdoms, A Murder of Crows. Iron Kingdoms is a world of magic, steampunk, mystery, war, and a lot of hidden past lore that many have forgotten. Our story will focus on our fellow mercenary charter. Anna, Varden, Roy, Sarge, Tasser, Tobias, and Vex. Or Vecca, because I'm not going to say her full name. This group has been through a lot the past year. They've evolved, they've helped each other, they've seen the harsh realities of war. And although each of them have their own goals, one thing is for certain. When it comes to the job, if it pays well, they take it. Just recently, at the beginning of the story, in Session 0, Sarge received orders that they had an important undercover mission in the city of Corvus. They were to go and investigate signs of necromancy, grave robbings, etc. Apparently, someone high up in the Signar military has taken an interest in what is happening in Corvus. Corvus is said to be the city of ghosts. Although a massive trade city hitting at the major trifork of the Black River, Corvus is very high in trade, commerce, and business. It is also known for having a shady past. Black magic has circled Corvus in the past before. It was a primary source of occupation for the Orgath many, many years ago when they invaded these lands. And much of their remnants has been left behind in the city of Corvus. Underneath the bustling and hustling of the cities, the tombs and catacombs of old Corvus still hold old secrets. Our story will actually take us just before the main setting, just so the players can warm up and discuss amongst themselves. Session 1 will officially start with the characters taking the caravan to Corvus, within sight of the city. Not quite close enough to see it, but close enough to at least get the safety impression. But before we go to that scene, the characters are traveling from King's Vine all the way up to the secondary part of the Black River, right about here, where the caravan will then take them by land into Corvus, due to the fact that it's a bit treacherous of a journey, especially this close to Ternoon Crag. I will allow this first social scene to take place on a ferry. It is steam-powered, metal boat. It's actually quite quiet for a steam engine, but it's classical. A nice little windmill propeller drives the boat forward. It is you and a few other merchant traders on this ship, and that is it. You have had time to buy or gather anything you need with the money that you were pre-given in Session 0. You may make declarations in text, not in character. Right now, you are traveling along the foggy riverside area, with just a light rain touching you all, and a heavy fog coating the river. I will now allow you to take the scene away.
She's gonna walk up to, Sarge is gonna walk up to, William, set your character name so I know who I'm talking to.
Tobias.
Well, I meant in, like, the Roll20. Anyway, she's gonna walk up to Tobias. So, what's your name?
Tobias?
No! Tobias, no! The cover name!
Oh. Okay. My name is going to be Marcus.
Good. Swear. All right, so let me bounce the plan off of you. We're going in undercover as wealthy merchants. Well, I'm the wealthy merchant. You're my entourage / mercenary guild. Does that sound like a? Does that sound any complications to this plan so far?
So far, so good, boss.
Thanks, Roy. Or I mean, Steve.
Nods.
You could have gone with so many other names, but you chose Steve. Mr. T is disappointed in you.
I mean, to
I
be
even
fair,
chose a new voice.
T, I have never actually met someone in the lands of Signar named Steve, so this should be interesting.
Also, I am Yuri Gagarin, not Mr. T. Also, I am Russian.
You're
That-
Kadoran.
that could work. Most of Corvus is fairly mixed amongst people, since it's right there on the trade borders. It could work.
Yeah, that's a good accent.
Thank you. I am Russian now. Wait, no, there's no Russian. I am whatever.
Kadoran.
the accent
Hey,
this is.
Doran.
Kadoran.
Very authentic, Kadoran.
Yes,
This is-
it's very good.
Barden, did you actually pick a name that you're gonna stick with for once?
No. I don't see why we need fake names. Silverfall is a proud family lineage.
Yes. So proud, in fact, that if we get captured, killed, or I trace this back to our families, shit can hit the fan.
But if we achieve achieving goals there, the clan prestige will not go back to my clan. It will go back to some falsehood.
We'll blow the bubble at the end, and everyone be like,
Right.
"Oh no, the dwarf was actually a Silverfall all along."
Perhaps keep his first name, but keep the last name. That way, if it gets traced back to his family, they can cause plausible deniability, and if something critical happens, it won't be him.
Fair enough. Just change your first name.
Fine. Storms off, muttering to himself.
Stubborn old man.
How about your sis, Sarge? She cool with everything?
Oh yeah, she's picked this really posh name. She went with Penelope, something with a P.
Actually, that was your idea.
Well, then what did you pick?
Well, I did just think of something, small and cute, easy to remember, like Crow.
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 All right. Just remember it. All right,
That's
y'all.
the plan.
For the sake of simplicity, for roleplay purposes, when the future scene begins, and scenes coming forward, even if you mess up in roleplay, I will assume that all of your characters are keeping to the code names at all times. So don't worry about messing up here or there. It's fine. I, as the DM and the audience, will assume that your characters are always using code names when necessary.
Yep.
So, as you continue down the ferry river, you notice it's extremely foggy. Cool must dampness of the air almost seems to coat everything in a light mist of moisture. It's making the transversing a little bit slower than it should be. However, you know this river to be well kept, meaning that most of you are, you're not worried yourselves about any sort of attack. However, you do notice that The security on the steamboat is, of course, well equipped.
I like being under big guns. It's nice. I'm assuming you said well equipped. You meant like there was like deck guns.
It's got deck guns, there's security, there's even a warjack on the back of the steam boat, because it's a very big steamboat
Mm.
that is there in case, bandits or other interesting things from the swamp and river come up and try to assault the ship.
Like lizard folk.
That is actually correct. There are gator folk around here.
Hmm.
Arcus is watching the water. Does this place looks like a good ambush?
Say again?
Does this place looks like a good ambush? Ambush
The
spot?
place, roll me a detection.
Does he get the Maya bonus for me being near him?
Yes.
Add a plus
At
1
all
to that.
times.
Yep. Just keep adding a plus 1 to your numbers.
So I pressed skills. Medicine detection.
Click on the little bubble. There you go.
I pressed it.
So 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look around, and it's a little bit difficult to tell because of the fog. However, if you look closely, this area doesn't actually look that well suited to an ambush. You're traveling in a moving river, very large river. It's about, pretty decent size from across one side of the bar to the other. And
He will state that to the others.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
it
continue watching.
just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look. There's not really clear area. It's a pretty vast, space between. It would be pretty difficult for bandits to try to assault you at this point.
It would take either mad and or absolutely daft bandits to want to attack a vessel of this size with this much armament. Now, if he were a smaller vessel with half the firearms, maybe. Since it's all about risk and return.
Not always. Sometimes it's about being hungry.
Do we know what kind of cargo this boat is actually carrying?
This boat is mostly a passenger vessel. However, you did see a couple working jacks load some cargo beneath. The boxes were unmarked, meaning they could be anything from trade supplies to armaments to who knows what else.
Who knows what kind of things they have down there?
Goods, money, food. Who's to say? Takes a puff of cigar.
We can always go and check it if they show us.
I doubt they would show us.
Not really our concern. If you want to go snooping, do so at your own risk. Just don't do anything too illegal.
Does Marcus need a distraction?
Ah. That's up to you, bro.
listens in, has been listening in, slowly um, chewing on a tip of cigar as he listens in, just watching this entire exchange, but not really saying anything.
It's not worth it, boys.
How
When
much longer are we going to sail down this river?
I'm gonna roll navigation and find out.
Also, you could always ask the captain.
But I have I'm rolling navigation.
Of course. It's a bit difficult. Like I said, the fog is making things very difficult to tell exactly where you are. You've only been down this river a few times, at least in this direction anyway. Most of your conflicts and experience was south toward Menoth.
Hmm.
However, you can guess that from the looks of the captain and from the way everything's going, it looks like you might be hitting the caravan fairly soon and switching to land travel. The boat is also starting to shift direction towards land.
The fog makes me uneasy.
Fog is sketchy. But
Fog makes weapons harder. When you can't see an enemy, you can't shoot them.
no, that is true, but bear in mind, fog works for no one.
That is why you need a trusty hammer, just like Brandon and... Wait, is you called Brandon? Brandon, fuck. Mr.
Crying out loud,
Silverfall.
Take a chill. Alright, eventually you see the boat really start to make a shift towards land, and you can see a dock come into view.
Alright, everybody, get your paperwork in hand and let's start acting like we know what we're doing.
Wait, out of character, I legitimately forgot what Brandon is called. Oof.
Barden? Oh, dude, we're just saying we're always using code names. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
don't worry about it. Just use your names.
As for my code name, it's Lauren.
My character starts to act like the bodyguard of the Sarge. Like he's supposed to.
Yep. Goes and Sarge comes out, thumbing through a little folder and hands each one of you like your own little passport, ID, and like paperwork.
Take it, still grumbling.
You see when you come up to the dock, there is of course some people there, but you look around for traveling and whatnot because it's a trade, so a lot of the steam jacks come up onto the boat as the iron plank crashes to the first part of the deck. A lot of jacks come up and start to haul off the supplies. And you go around and you eventually see what looks to be the leader of the caravan guild that is going. He is a dwarf sitting up on top of the one of the caravans, one of the lesser clean-shaven dwarves. Looks at all of you coming, and he says, "Ah, are you the guild chartered for this evening?"
Aye, brother.
"Ah, good. Haven't seen too many of us around here. Oh, they're all in the city. No one likes the good travel anymore. Nonetheless, if you're looking to make a buck, brother, you will find it in Corvus. Now, who do I speak with about papers and signing and all that?"
That'll be me.
"Ah, yes. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Ah, excellent, excellent. Corvus will be happy to get your business."
Well, I'll be happy to get Corvus's.
I'll take a while with him.
He gives a little chuckle. He says, well, if you're all ready, we're ready to pack. If you have any last minute things to get them now, because we will be heading out as soon as possible.
I kind of look to all of you and, give, to like indicate you should grab the stuff.
Yep, you guys start hauling your stuff up and putting it on the wagons. It looks like about a 6-wagon caravan with some
Do you start to
security.
get shit down?
I walk up to the dwarf. Anything you can tell me about Corvus before we get too deep into it?
Aye, Corvus. Trade city, and much cleaner than that Five Fingers place further off to the west. It is a city of merchants and trade, but also a city of secrets. It was one of the oldest first cities when the Orgath first invaded, all those years ago. It'd be a city of ghosts.
Intriguing.
It's not exactly the prettiest place. However, if you're looking to make money, this is the place for you.
Sir, there's nothing prettier than Dollar Bill Green. She gives a little half smile.
He nods, and he says, Signar coin is... It just has a shine to it, so to speak.
Oh, the wondrous sound of the clatter of coins.
It is a good sound to hear. And I do appreciate the higher security. It's actually somewhat difficult to find security here.
Yes, I always travel with an entourage. They're very battle-hardened and capable. Well, you're in good hands.
One must protect their business. Good philosophy. He gets up onto the wagon, and from there, you begin your journey. You've been hired by the Merchants Guild, fleeing the guard caravan to a treacherous route to Corvus. The journey takes more than 2 weeks, and passes through rocky mountain passes, dense forest, and swampy lowlands. For your services of guarding this caravan, you are each to be paid 25 gold at the end of the journey. After chasing the rising sun for many days, the ordeal is near an end. Corvus is only half a day's ride away, to the Widower's Wood. The trip has been without incident so far. The dwarf shouts to one of his companions up front. Easy money, aye, shouts Gunnar Waddock, the caravan's leader. His name is Gunnar. From his position on the front wagon, if only all my trips were this easy, so to speak. The caravan consists of 5 to 6 wagons, with 4 pack horses bringing up the rear. Gunnar sits atop the lead wagon with his driver, a sour, quiet human called Vigo. The other 4 wagons each have 1 driver. Pack horses are tied to the last wagons.
I am almost saddened that no one attacked us.
It has been quite drab.
You'd think we'd see at least a couple beasties along the road.
Though again, easy money is easy money.
It's the best type of money.
I almost wish I didn't say that. I have this history of when things seem too easy, something always fucks it up.
I like it when you say it's too easy. That means there are more things for us to come. More trouble.
Well, that's just because you ran out of rash. You're just hungry.
and bored.
And poor.
Bored. Yes.
We are indeed a quite miserable little lot, aren't we?
I disagree. We're not miserable at all.
Fair enough.
Aren't you doing what you want to do, Sarge? Tell me, what would you do if you're this life? You chose another one. You can be whatever the hell you want. What would you be?
Do I look like a philosopher to you?
No.
Then don't bother me with trivial questions of what ifs.
He shrugs. If you say so.
Hannah, you finished that book?
I have indeed. This is already the third one.
Oh man, you should have told me. I could have started on that first volume again.
Sorry. Slipped my mind.
Uh, why did we only bring romance novels?
Anna's just quiet.
Because your lasses are itching for something.
The only thing I'd be itching is my trigger finger.
It has been rather quiet. Maybe for once a trip will be uneventful?
Oh, you had to go and jinx it.
I think you already got that done, lassie.
Yes, but now it's certain. Well, if we all get shot in the head within the next 24 hours, I'll see you all in hell.
Mr. T is just looking around and going, I sure hope we don't get attacked in the next 30 minutes. And he's just smiling.
All this negative talk, please. We're going to be fine.
Speaking of which,
Here it comes.
the black twisted trees join overhead, blotting out the sun. In the darkness, the only sounds that really echo are the rattles of the wagons and the buzzing of insects. You are now definitely in swampland. The horses are straining to pull the wagons through the thick muck, which is over a foot deep in certain spots. The thin mist that as always penetrates the swampy forest is thickening into a dense fog with every step. After a minute, you can barely make out the few other wagons and horses between you. You have about maybe 10 to 15 feet of vision right now. After a minute, you can barely make out the other wagons and horses. Only a few more hours of this, and you'll arrive in Corvus. Just a moment. It seems like everything is going well. However, we all know that not everyone is so lucky. This would have been a great trip. Suddenly, the lead horse screams in anguish, and the caravan comes to a stop. You can hear Gunnar and the other men cursing. Projectiles whistle past you, and Gunnar shouts, "Ambush!" And the fog swirls about, concealing your attackers, and it starts to shift and move. For those of you with magical practices, you now realize this is not a natural fog. It is magically induced. Roll initiative.
We're fucking psychic, lads.
Finally.
Is it really being psychic when You were being sarcastic.
Look, just because maybe I'm gifted, we don't know.
Where is the initiative roll? Basic skills, abilities?
Basic up at top. Make sure you select your tokens.
Yep, I forgot to.
I didn't have mine on the sheet yet.
There we go. I just added
Oh, sorry.
mine.
That's okay. Go ahead and add them.
We have to re-roll, I guess.
No, I got it. I'll add you.
Alright.
My
You're not
average.
getting away. You're not getting away from that botch.
No, wait, I rolled a 23 first. I just did that so I could actually plug it in.
I see it.
So click click where it is,
No.
and type in.
Yeah, I just did. God damn it! Oh, okay, I had to enter.
Yep. Still says. There we go.
I thought I kept seeing it change back, and I was like, "Bot, stop! Leave me alone."
I will go ahead and roll for Roy. All right. As you see out of the mist, you can hear sounds. Scrabbling, a language that most of you do not understand. However, for those of you who have lore, zoology, you can make an intelligence lore check if you wish to identify the language.
I don't think we have smart people in this group.
And I do not think Roy has zoology. No, he does not. So if no one has zoology, never mind. But you can hear a different language coming from the mist. You hear a gaggling and croaking of scrawny voices and odd mixtures of groans and drags.
Oh, really? Okay.
You can see more projectiles whizzing past, but most of you can barely see what's coming through. Eventually the fog dissipates just a little bit from where you are, and you can start to see just barely in front of you what appear to be two different types of beings. One of the beings you know to be gobbers, small goblin-like creatures that are often seen either working on warjacks or stealing from others. That is what you can see right now. I will go up to the top of the turn order with Titus.
I am going to shoot this fucker. If I can.
Which one are you aiming for?
This motherfucker.
Would you like to move into a slightly better position?
Hmm.
Because remember, what you see on the map does represent what's on the map. So if I say something as cover, it does.
Would this be considered as a cover?
Yes, it would be.
Then can I move there?
What is your movement?
Let me check.
It's on the front under basics.
Movement 7 for 42. Is that it? 42 feet. Yeah, I move 42
Okay.
feet.
Very well. You can make it.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna shoot this bitch.
Right. You can use okay, so
Mhm.
keep in mind I highly recommend reading the combat section of the book because
Mhm.
this will be very important for your characters. So you wish to use a quick action to take cover and then your standard action to shoot. That will be everything you can do.
Okay.
Very well. You will take cover behind the wagon and you will aim at this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is another creature that comes up. You can see gobbers amongst the mist. However, this creature that you're shooting at is known as a dreg. You don't know too much about them and you've never seen them. They have a wretched, hateful face with a long snout coming out. Humanoid, dreg are quite monstrous in appearance. A dreg stands roughly as tall as an adult human, but his bent posture makes it appear somewhat smaller. Dreg are extremely gaunt and their dull gray skin is stretched tightly over their bony frames. In fact, the skin is pulled so taut over a dreg's body, the bones actually protrude from its flesh, creating a ghoulish, flayed appearance. The head of a dreg is truly nightmarish. They have long, bony snouts filled with ivory fangs and milky white eyes that can move independently of one another. Though they have no visible ears, their hearing is still quite acute. You line up your pistol and you take the first shot. Go ahead and make me an attack in the combat area. I think
Okay.
everything should be macroed pretty well. I don't think the range is down, but he is within your range.
In the range weapons, there's roll, targeted roll, or roll. Which one I click? Is the roll?
Roll.
So see where, yeah. Targeted roll if you're targeting, and like their head or something.
Okay. Do I
I think.
succeed?
Yes, you do. You hit. 15 armor. What is their armor? All right, to location 6. Excellent.
Well,
You strike it.
that would be
The bullet
16 because of the +1.
right, +1 to attack and damage.
Yep.
So yeah, even better. Boom! You strike it up in the top of the chest. Ah, it screams and then looks at you with its spear and shouts. Ah! That is your turn, Titus.
Use.
I seem to be out of the initiative order.
Did you?
I did.
But there we go.
Go ahead. All right. Hold on. This one is going to step forward because he got a better initiative. He is going to try and throw a spear at Titus. He misses with a 7. I do not think that hits your defense, especially with that +2. So he throws a spear, and it sticks in the wagon near you. Some of the other gobbers start to move up, put themselves into positions. Hassar, it is your move.
I am going to use my ability called free draw. I think that's what it's called. So I can pull out my hammer, and I am going to charge over here while screaming, "I am bulletproof!" And I'm going to attack this guy. Wait, I have a reach weapon, so I should be able to get it from the hammer.
I am bulletproof.
I am bulletproof.
So
Anyway.
you are attacking the one that was attacked.
Yes. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one was attacked?
So that one.
This one.
Okay, yeah. I'll be attacking that guy.
Make sure you're facing the right direction, guys. Remember,
Yep,
directions
indeed.
matter in this.
Indeed, remember the actual direction your character is facing due to the arrows.
Yeah. That being said, Titus should adjust his.
Yep. So 15 hits. 19. You will finish it off, Tassar. You smash your hammer upside its head, and you hear a defining snap of the neck as the dreg just pulls into itself and dies.
I am going to cleave the other guy.
Yes, you can, because you have cleave.
Ooh,
12.
Does that hit?
That still hits. Oh, holy shit. 26 versus armor? Oh, yeah. That finishes that one off, too.
Oh shit, that's a crit.
You cleave, you smash one, and then you come around and twirl your hammer for another backhanded strike, and you break its head open. They both fall.
He will now scream, "Come at me!" And that's my action.
2 goblins will come up and fire crossbows at you. They needed
Oh,
to
shit.
get into range. 11 or 12 hit your defense.
Yes.
So this will
Both of
be
it.
power plus strength, so that is default 8. Alright, the crossbow bolts ping 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 harmlessly off your armor. There is one from the back, though, that will cast a spell. $14 hits your defense?
Yes.
Okay.
I assume it's from over here somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's from where you guys can't see at the moment.
Yeah.
Because the caster who casts the fog can see through it, but you guys cannot. So, this will be a power 14 attack. Very powerful spell.
Oh shit. That definitely hits.
However, due to the fact that splash, it doesn't actually do as much damage. What is your armor?
15, because I got no shield at the moment.
Right. Actually, this spell is not as good as I thought it was. Oh, okay, I see what it does. Okay, that's cool. So it will do a whopping 1 damage to you in your 4 track. So go to tract 4 and subtract 1 damage. However, you are automatically knocked prone.
Oh no.
And so now it is going, you're going to hear a shout from the command, and then 2 more gobbers are going to run up, and they're going to try and attack you with their spears.
Wait. Can I spend a point to get him back up?
What do you mean?
Hang on, I need to read what this does. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so I spend 1 feat point to use his battle plan. Yeah, so it's this.
Can you do that on an opponent's turn?
Let's see here.
It's a quick action.
It's a quick action, needs to be on your turn.
Okay, well then, sorry, bro.
It's fine. I'm bulletproof.
Alright, so they get a bonus to hit you, which they don't really need. Alright.
Yep, both hits.
They are going to stab you with arm blades and spears.
Do I lose armor?
No, you do not lose armor.
Okay.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to take 4 in total to your
It's gonna be 2 separate rolls.
1. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that was to hit. No wait, no, that's damage plus 9. Sorry.
No, yeah, but
Oh.
make sure it be 2 separate rolls, so it doesn't all just stack into a single track.
That's right. So you're going to take 2 damage to your 1 slot and 2 damage to your 4 slot.
If the fourth thingy is what's the word? You know how
You
there's
you
like
you you carry it over to the next one. So if 4 is gone, you go to 5. If 5 is gone, you go to 6.
okay. How much damage for the 4-track again? Sorry.
2.
As they as they run up, they actually manage to get under your armor and stab you. More crossbow bolts will be shot at Titus and everyone else. So first things first, crossbow bolt at Titus. Miss, miss, miss. All right, now we will have a few shot at Bardon.
Do I have cover since I'm in the wagon?
You do. Does a 14 hit you though? Because cover is +2, at least for this particular type of cover.
No. Yes,
14
it
does not
hits
hit you?
me.
Okay, 14
Yes, it
hits you.
hits me.
All right, so they're going to try and hurt you with a crossbow. Nope. Pings off your armor. So, Sarge, this will be against you. 10 and a 14 to defense.
The 14 just hit. Unless, what is
Okay.
it? Okay, when it ties, is it defender or?
When it ties, it still hits.
Okay.
So crossbow coming at you.
Oh wait,
what is
don't
your
I have
armor?
cover? Partial cover?
Not from this one, because remember, you don't see all the guys shooting you.
Okay.
So yeah, from this guy, let me make sure I know where he is. Yeah, this guy, you do not get cover from this guy. So 15 against armor. What's your armor?
11. So that's 4.
All right. So you will take 4 to the 5 slot.
So I have 1 green dot left.
So this was your
Ouch.
int track that got hit. So a crossbow bolt whizzes past you and doesn't quite headshot you, but creates a massive gash, and it's going over your eye. It is distracting you. All right. And then we have a few going against Splat here.
Not gonna lie, if that went in my 4 track, I would have been down.
So Splat, does a 16 hit your defense?
Yes.
Okay. 18 hit your armor?
It goes through my armor, yes, however, it deals no damage.
Why does it deal no damage?
It gets stopped by my force field.
Is your armor exactly 18?
My armor is 12, which leaves me with 6 damage, and my power field for being a warcaster is 6. However, that also means I am out of power field.
Okay. So one of the crossbow bolts comes whizzing in, and you stop it with your power field. But now the power field is gone. That one was close. All right.
Oh, actually, no. I haven't spent my focus, so it's even less damage.
All right. So.
So 16 armor, so only 2 power fields gone.
I take it 11 doesn't hit you.
No.
I'm sorry,
Well,
how
doesn't
many
hit you either.
fucking goblins?
These are literally. Oh yeah. There's a whole combat going on with the other NPCs too. Okay, I need to roll for the NPCs.
And they all got
They-
before us. What the fuck? Wait, what? Wait.
They're
They all
goblins.
have
They're
24
quick
initiative.
and fast.
Yeah, not only are they fast, but they had surprise. And you guys somehow, the people at the top somehow beat them with surprise. Actually, they tied with a few of you. So let me roll for the other NPCs, see how they do. I'll roll in DM chat here. Okay, petty. Okay, yeah. So you're hearing goblins and dregs scream in the mist. Just there is chaos everywhere. Crossbow bolts are flying, gunshots are going off, spells are being cast. You're seeing dregs and gobbers blow up. You see one gobber come up to you, Vec, and it's gonna throw a bomb at you, and then you just see its head just explode. This is definitely a war zone. Nothing that you're all not used to. Annie, you're up.
All right. First things first, Annie is going to duck behind the wagon and take cover.
Quick action, take cover.
Then she's going to use her fast cast or quick action to cast Aura of Protection. Everyone within 48 feet of her, so pretty much all the PCs, has +2 armor. And
You use 2 quick actions in your movement. That is your turn.
no.
You can do 2 quick actions or a full action. In order to attack, you need to do
No,
a
this
full
is an
action.
extra. This is an extra quick action, I guess, from being from fast caster.
Okay, so you either have 1 more quick action or your attack.
Yep, I will attack at one of the goblins currently stabbing Mr. T.
Okay.
Rude shot, head straight for his head. Not actually a call attack, just fluff.
Mhm.
And no boosting, I don't think. Not yet. So +1 to both, so 14 and 15.
Instant death. It's a minion. The gobbers are minions.
Very,
Blow his head off.
very nice. Okay, quick question. Does repowering my power field take an action? Because I checked it and it didn't say anything about it, but I want to make sure.
I'm going to say that in the board game, repowering your power field takes an action on your upkeep. In other words, each upkeep, your focus points regen. So basically, on this turn, you used a focus point to cast a spell, correct? What was its cost?
Yes. 2.
Okay, so you used 2 focus points. So what is your current focus points?
2.
Okay, so at your next upkeep phase, which is at the beginning of your turn, your focus points regen.
Okay.
Can
So-
I'm just
Go
going
ahead.
to also point out a warcaster can spend focus points during their turn to regen lost power point boxes at a rate of 1 focus point for each power.
Yeah.
box
That's what
received.
I'm trying to do. I'm just asking if that takes an action or not.
To use a focus point does not add on the turn. You can theoretically spend all your focus points in 1 turn doing stuff.
I mean, that is actually what Warcasters are supposed to do, aren't they? Since they just get back to 4 anyway.
Yes, typically
Unless
yes.
unless you want armor. But yeah, I'll use those 2 to regen my power field. And then I have
So what is your
fast
power
reload.
field? So what is your power field currently at?
6.
Okay.
And I have a quick action from fast reload, so I'm going to use that to reload. And that's it.
Okay. One of the casters will try and cast a spell on you. Roll me 2d6 plus your arcane.
Annie?
Yes. Ooh,
Well-
that's not. Ooh, no. Okay. Annie, you're blind.
Yikes.
You feel the magic curl up on you, and your vision goes black. You now have effective range of 0. You
Okay.
also take -2, which is interesting. It's only -2 to all actions involving vision. So shooting, moving, etc. It
Great.
is it is Sarge's turn.
I can still just shoot them at a -2.
You shoot. Let me check here.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, but your effective range is 0. So
Oh,
you could you could shoot, but then your weapon wouldn't even be done, so it would count as extreme range. So you'd actually be at like a -8 to 10, technically, if you really wanted to go into layman's terms here.
So, are you able to use feat points to get rid of conditions on people?
There are unique things that usually give you to do that, and I don't think you have them.
Okay. Then I'm gonna spend 1 to get our boy up.
Okay, you spend a feat point. T, you can just immediately stand up.
Or go prone, but I think standing up is better. And actually, everybody can either, if you want to go prone, you can go prone if you want to, since I spent the point.
Alright, well, Annie will just go prone and cover, basically.
Yep.
Okay, excellent.
And I'm going to... So, how do we see into this fog? Do we just have to roll a perception, or...?
No, you can see most of the stuff now. It appears that the fog is actually lifted a bit. And let me go ahead and show you some of the other things here that have been going on. God, this thing is glitchy.
Just select the whole area and just... No, because I'd get rid of the tokens, too.
Alright, so... You see a few more gobbers die here and there.
Alright, what's my movement? So, 12 feet. Snap to corner or center?
Center.
Really?
Well, technically corner.
Oh wait, 6 times, sorry, times 6.
Yeah, remember, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, 6 times 6, so it's like... What's 6 times 6?
6 times 6 is 36.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna... These guys are up, right?
Yeah, everyone's up.
Like, on top of a ledge.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They're not elevated enough to give them the bonus, though.
Okay, so it also means I'm not gonna get a debuff for it.
No, remember, you have to be a certain elevation of someone to get that buff or debuff.
Alright, so I'm gonna pop this guy.
Okay?
That kill him?
Yep.
Alright, and because of the Quiet Iron special thing, I get to shoot the guy next to him.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, that was a targeted roll. Did it even roll?
And roll.
Okay, good.
Blah! Another one dies.
Alright, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my movement to get back here, and I'm gonna hug the wagon.
Okay.
I get myself some
Alright.
partial cover.
Alright, Roy's gonna do his special glove. He's gonna target a group of them down here. So you see these two bleh, bleh, blow up in a fiery inferno as Ray hits them with a grenade. Ardon, you're up.
Well, everything seems to be in order right now. There's only 2 left. So
Well,
Barton-
there's more coming from the mist, but these are the only
okay.
2 you can see at the moment.
Alright. Well, Barton will just stroll over here. Leisurely. Take out his maul. And he's going to hit this guy. I'm going to invest focus so I can hit this thing 3 times. Does a 18 hit?
You just obliterate him in the first hit. Gets smashed in half.
Sighs. And then just leans up against the tree with the rest of his action.
Okay. 2 arrows coming against you, Creed.
Alright.
15 and 12 to your defense.
Yep.
$18 versus armor and 15 versus armor.
The 18 hits
All right. How much does it beat you by?
by 3.
Okay. So you will take 3 damage to the 6.
Nope, it goes on to the armor instead.
Power field. Or what are you
Something
doing?
like that. This is basically Man of War armor.
Oh,
I
man,
have 10
okay.
extra.
Okay.
Man
So, so then it damages the plating. In other words, I have to check
Yep.
the plating box. Okay. So you'll take 3 damage. Let's say to the leg. As the crossbow bolt twing, damages some of your armor and does 3 points of damage to the leg part. And there will be a couple more arrows going at you, Annie. And you are blind, so these will get a slight bonus. 16 to defense and 13 to defense.
Don't forget he was prone.
But yeah, he's prone, so he's got +2 to defense.
And then he was also got cover, and he also just added +2 to everybody.
Well, remember, he added +2 to you guys.
Okay.
I'm back.
Now, okay, he added +2 to you guys. But remember, when you're in cover, you can only take the highest bonus to your defense and armors. So right now, his highest cover is +2 because he's prone and they're shooting him. He does not get the additional cover just from having cover. So if you're in cover and they're shooting Annie, this is from the mist.
Okay, so they hit with a 16,
Yeah,
and then it's a 13.
yeah, I think the 13 misses.
The 13 misses, yes.
Wait, I forget.
Okay.
Does your defense field add to our defense or our armor?
The leftover adds to armor.
Yeah.
And
So he's
power
giving you
protection.
guys. Yeah.
Yep. So what's the damage on the 16? A lot.
Ooh. Yeah. I think that gets through your armor there, even with the even with the bonus. That would hit a jack.
20 minus 14, 6, and that actually takes out the power field.
Fuck, you
Alright.
survived that.
Yes.
Another couple more arrow shots. 18, 16. Do those hit your defense?
Yeah.
That's a crit. That's double crit. But you're already prone, so you can't be knocked over. Okay. Oof. These guys rolled really good. Fucking gobbers. Oh.
Space it out a bit, man.
Oh my. Oh my.
Why are you
God.
beating on her?
Oh my god! Look at that roll! Look at them! Look at from the hit to the damage. Look at the hits. Now look at the damage. Look at that! Look at that!
What are you doing, you madman?
Stop jerking
Oh
off.
my god. Okay, what is your armor without the power field? Because I think you have. Let's see. You spent
No,
2 focus points.
the power field is out,
And
and
the power field's gone. How many focus points do you have though?
no,
right
none. So
You
use
have
the,
no
I use
focus
the
points.
power of the power field.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
So it's 14 armor total.
Okay, so
You son of a bitch, you're not allowed to die on me yet.
so
Yes, hit me instead.
it's okay. It's not as bad as you might actually think here.
It's pretty damn bad.
Oh, it's believe me, it's gonna hurt, but not, not to the point of death, I don't think. So you'll take 4 damage to the 4.
Okay.
And let me roll for the crit. Hold on a sec. Gotta get the frickin' messages out of my way. And you will take 6 damage to the 2.
Okay.
That would max me out by like a little bit over.
Yeah, you're laying prone, and in your blindness, one of the arrows goes right into your side,
Okay.
and then
well,
the other one goes into your leg.
okay. Well, I am out of fists, but I still have other.
Yes.
Other
So what's important is that your int is not blanked, so you can upkeep your spell.
Yes.
But you will take a -2 to, what is it, strength?
Yes, I believe
All right.
so.
Okay. So, cool thing about this spell is you were damaged. So roll a willpower.
What is that, arcane? Oh no, willpower.
Oh, willpower. Because whenever someone becomes damaged by an attack, this spell gets a willpower save. Unfortunately, well, this guy's kind of a weak caster. Let me see what his thing is. Okay. You hit it on the dot. You're no longer blind.
Yay.
Back up to the top with Titus.
Let's see. This motherfucker is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
If I shoot it from here, does he get to cover?
No. You're shooting kind of like around the. You're just kind of leaning out from the wagon, and he's parallel with the wagon. So he's not behind it. So you've got a nice shot at him.
Can I shoot his head?
You can declare where shoot him wherever you want.
I'm gonna go with targeted roll
Targeted roll. Okay.
in the head.
Okay. I'll add a +1 to this from Sarge.
Choose target. I chose target. It seems it can't be done that way. Never mind.
Okay, just do a roll.
Mhm.
Gobber, he's dead. Ah! So with all the gunshots and explosions happening, the gobbers are just not having a good day. Holy shit, they're sucking. Shoot, are they gone? Hold on a sec, let me look. 1, 2, I'll even do a couple of the rolls. Yep. Miss. Yep. Roll for damage. Oh, geez, yeah. Hold on a moment. Gobbers are not having a good day. Despite that one motherfucker who rolled like a god. Amazing.
That
You
poor
hear-
guy that got killed.
You hear the gobbers scream, and you can see a buttload of them just run off. Yeah, he's dead. Last gobber's dead. Combat's over.
Ah, my fucking face.
Roy is immediately going to run over to Annie. How you looking? Ooh, that's... Ooh. You gotta keep the red stuff on the inside, Annie.
Oh, God.
Careful. Now you guys see
You
how
don't say. She like shakily pushes herself up onto her feet.
Yep, Roy has a very cool ability here. Just a moment.
Mr. T is gonna scream his ass off and activate the ability called Revitalize by spending a feat point to heal
Yep.
himself by 8
Mhm.
damage.
Oh, Mr. T is back to full. Okay, so Roy did a medicine check on you, and he can heal you for 1 damage, simply doing that.
Okay.
So you heal 1. And then he rests you up against the thing, and he's like, okay. He gives you something to bite down on. He says, I'm going to break the shaft and pull out both, okay?
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, and then on 2, he just pulls it out.
And he surprisingly doesn't make much noise at the pain.
Good. Now for the knee. Pulls that one out.
Yeah, there's like a bit of strain on her part, but almost no noise. It's actually quite creepy how quiet she is.
Hey, he gets a little bit disturbed by that. He starts snapping his fingers in front of your face. Hey, focus on me. How many fingers am I holding up? He's holding up 2 fingers.
Oh, 2 fingers. I'm
Just making
No.
sure you're being awfully quiet. You're being awfully quiet. You got to stay with me here. So he's looking at you. He starts to bandage you up, and then he hands you a familiar vial, which you have had to drink before. He's like, I know you hate the taste, but it'll help you heal.
Thank you. And she just starts chugging it. And by the way, where does the restored health point go?
The restored health point will go to the 5. So when you heal, and if the 5 is already full, you would just keep going until you find one that's got
Okay. It goes to physical. She's yay.
all right. And the potion also heals you 1, and it will heal you 1 every couple of hours
Okay.
for 24 hours.
Perfect.
I rolled medicine on myself.
You patch your eye up. The crossbow bolt cut a very, very large gash in your head. It didn't pierce the bone or anything like that, but that was a very deep cut, and you were bleeding really profusely there for a while. So you managed to bandage yourself up, though, pretty well.
Always the face.
Yay.
What's with people always trying to shoot officers in the head?
All right, Annie,
I'm
you'll
going
live.
to work on repairing my leg.
Thank you, Roy.
Yep. No worries. Bardon, yeah, you notice that there's some sparks kind of coming out right where it hit. It hit you right in the kneecap, and that's going to definitely take some joint repair.
While this is happening, my PC starts to check my guy. Oh, what the fuck? Why did I say my PC? Device starts to check the bodies. If there are any like weird gold, in not to say like
Okay.
not to check like gold as in I'm trying to loot them, as in like maybe contract.
Okay, you're
Any
looking for stuff. Roll
Yeah.
me detection.
Plus 1 to it.
+1 to it. Yeah, I will. Just keep that in a mental note.
Well, detection here.
19.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah. You look around and you manage to scrounge up about 50 gold that you can establish between you and your compatriots.
I will just come near Sarge to make sure what she does. I'll understand what she does because, like, her sister is hurt.
Sarge is kind of sitting there, kind of stitching herself.
I would like to stay vigilant just in case they come back or more of them come back.
You are watching the tree line, T, and you can see a lot of bodies that have been strewn, even on some that you can barely see. And you don't think they're coming back because you can still hear screaming in the swamp, and there appear to be quite a bit of dead bodies here. This was a very large assault. There were 3 combats happening at once. You notice that. Go ahead, Annie.
No, go ahead.
Another thing you notice, Titus, is 2 other things you find. You do manage to scrounge up some pistols that you could probably sell. You find about 2 pistols that the gobbers had that you could probably sell. Standard one-shot pistols. Range 12, power 10.
Is it better than my pistols or?
No, you've got a repeater.
Okay.
They also appear to be worn. Um, you also find a very strange-looking medallion. It's a little pendant, so to speak. It's something you've never seen before, and if you ask anyone in the caravan and any one of your compatriots, no one will have seen this. No one knows what this is.
I have appraise.
No, it's like you can appraise it for how much it might be worth, but
Ah.
you don't. I'm saying you don't know what this symbol is.
Oh, okay.
You see a being. It looks somewhat flat. It's got a flat face, two eye slits, and that's pretty much what the medallion is. It's a face, but it's not actually a medallion per se. It almost looks like a gear, like a little tiny gear that would go maybe in a steam jack or an armor piece.
If I look at it real quick, is it magic?
No.
Okay.
It is not magic.
Is it mechanical in any way?
Nope.
Sarge will
Okay.
take it and Sarge will ask to look at it. I'm assuming she's gonna know nothing, and she's gonna. Well, it looks like I have some research to do when we get into town. Just gonna pocket it.
So Annie and Sarge are the only ones currently hurt.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So Annie is going to, since she can upkeep spells out of combat, she's going to upkeep Aura of Protection, and then actually, can she upkeep two of the same spells on different targets?
Well, like explain to me what you're doing, because you've got aura protection up, but what else are you doing?
Yep. So it would be Aura of Protection and then Blur on both herself and Sarge. But I don't know if you can actually like upkeep two copies of the same spell.
No, it's just one copy each. So you would upkeep Aura of Protection, which would be 2, and then you would upkeep a Blur, which is 4.
Yep. However, no, the casting them is 2. Upkeep is always 1.
Okay, so 1, 1, so it's 2. So yeah, it's just you've got one spell kept, you've got one spell kept. If you want, yeah, you can't really do 2 of the same spell and they don't stack. So it's just you could upkeep Blur, Protection, and then Aura of Fire if you had that up. It would have to be. They would all have to be different spells though.
Okay. So Annie, and then the rest will just go to repowering her power field.
Okay.
And the Blur will be on Sarge.
What does that do?
You have a +3 against ranged and magical attacks.
Ooh,
Defense,
okay.
that is.
All right. Gunner shouts from the mist as the mist is now forming away. You can definitely tell this was a magical mist now, because it forms away in an unnatural movement. It seems to seep back into the swamp, as if it was never there.
Tobias
You can-
is like, I fucking knew it.
You can see the sun now. And you hear Gunner shout from the caravan. Comes down the Rhine. Hey, everyone down here okay?
We're in one piece.
That was some fancy stuff there. Took a lot of them out. Well done. Any serious injuries? Anything bad? Everything okay?
Nothing we can't treat ourselves. But if you got drug for, we'll take it.
Yeah, I got some herb and spices I can give you guys to help with the pain here. Whew. Shucks. Damn, that was nasty. Ah! Like a freaking bolt to the shoulder. That hurt.
Gobbers always do this.
No, this isn't actually ordinary behavior of them, but they've been getting a little bit bolder the past few weeks here. Ever since that damn new shipment came in for that freaking magistrate. Apparently the gobbers like the spice he's dealing in, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they'd want with the spice. It's just a flavoring, really.
They've been getting bolder since. Wait, what?
Well, we started bringing in some new merchant trade for this new magistrate that's trying to bring a spice trade into Covis. So, when the spice trade started, we weren't having too much gobber attacks, but then We don't really know what happened or what emboldened them, but we noticed a lot of the tribes in the local swamp area started to gather up closer. We started seeing frequent attacks. We started having to hire steamjacks on some of them. But recently here, it's been pretty quiet except for today. I'm not sure what caused these guys to be so emboldened.
Hmm. You mind if... Do you have any of that spice on in this caravan?
Yeah, I got a pouch here. Here, let me go see if I can find it here. They got away with some of the fucking weapons. Damn it!
Great.
Freaking sneaky buggers. Oh well. No skin off my back.
What type of
Yeah.
weapons?
Muskets mostly.
Hmm.
Here, hey John. John. Yeah, who is the guy? Well, get him some freaking, send regards to his family and we'll clean up here. He brings over a bag. 4 or 5 wounded and 2 dead. Damn it. He hands you the bag. He hands you a small brown bag of a red powder.
Okay. Character can judge. Okay, appraise is actually pretty freaking useless. It's super useless. Wow. It doesn't even tell me what things are. It just tells me how much they're worth, and that's stupid.
Well, basically, you pick up any item and you know how much you can sell it for. It's not worthless.
Yeah. Alright, fine.
So you want to know how much it's worth?
No, I want to know what it is. What it actually is, so I'm going to roll an investigation.
Yeah, you can easily roll an investigation on this. I'll say that if you wish to appraise something that you're familiar with, I could even say it's boosted. But are you familiar with spices?
He's a noble.
Yeah, so yes.
Okay, boosted. Roll then.
So, okay.
Do to appraise.
See. Do I have investigation? Oh, wait.
You can also roll a lore.
Okay, a lore. And how do I boost this?
Select boost next to the skill roll.
Ah.
There should be a little area that says boost. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, you actually know a lot about this then. You beat every single challenge. You beat tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. Okay. This is what would be the equivalent to our coriander, but times 10. It's a very flavorful spice. It's tingly to the touch and lips. It gives kind of a feeling of exertion. And you know that this is actually not just a spice. There appears to be another sort of chemical compound in here. And it kind of hits you at first. And you realize you think you might know, just out of suspicion, from that beautiful roll, that something is up here. Because the spice you taste is not just spice. There's a drug in there somewhere. And you might even be able to identify this drug. It's often used in war zones to keep people null or like nullifying pain. And you can vary that just this little bag you're holding, it's probably worth almost 8 to 10 gold, which for a little tiny bag like that, that's pretty high.
Huh. Who did you say your supplier was?
Well, there's a magistrate in Corvus. He's kind of a grouchy guy, but he just recently started a little spice trade. He said he wanted to open business. He's been in Corvus a long time. He calls himself Magistrate Blackthorn.
Being a noble, would I know who that is?
The Blackthorn family doesn't really appear on noble radar.
What about for the nightly order? Would I know
Nope.
him?
Nope.
Military?
No, there's no. It's a small family in Corvus. That's unless you guys had Corvus lore directly. There's
Ah.
no way.
Hmm. Who are they selling to mostly?
Well, let me think about that. I'm sorry, I don't really keep up much with his trade. Um, the only two areas I can really ever see spice going to is he ships a lot of it out kind of north. I think he ships it north. I don't know. At least that's where I see the ships come from. And a
I
lot of the actual spice tends to go to a lot of the higher ups in Corvus, the magistrates, the city council, and apparently it's a real pleasure to put on food, so none of that, it's a luxury around here.
I
So
I would.
I'm really sorry. I just wanted to say I kind of feel like he's lying. Is there anything I can do to like detect if he's lying or not, or like hiding something?
um
I could roll an interrogation. You got interrogation?
I have interrogation. Oh no, it's red. That means I think I don't have it.
no, is it selected in your
I think
I
it, if I recall correctly, it means you have to pick a stat for it. Like, for example, if you're interrogating someone via brute force, like scaring the shit out of them, you roll it with strength. Or if you're trying to deceive them, roll it with, like, I guess, I don't know.
let me check your sheet here. Hold on.
hmm
Be right back.
You have interrogation. It depends on how you want to use it. Um are you going
Being
to interrogate him forcefully or subtly?
just checking his, body gesture. When people lie, usually they give these like weird,
Okay, I'll say that's going to be perception then. So that'll give you 2d6 plus 6. So I'll roll it for you. Just like that. You click on the little black thing.
hmm
Okay, you got a 17.
Isn't his perception always boosted due to hyper awareness?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Especially if he's going to do that. So I'll go ahead and roll another d6 and add that. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you, dude.
So 19. You can tell he is telling the truth. He does not seem to keep up with the shipments. He appears to be somewhat oblivious. He's not showing any twitches. He's not giving off any sort of reads. He appears to be telling the truth.
Um, yes, so that's one thing we should take into account.
What did I miss?
The guy's telling the truth.
Ah.
He doesn't know anything about this.
All right. So. Oh, I'm gonna. If nobody else has a plan, I'm going to pull out the medallion and say, "We found this. Does this mean anything to you?"
Takes a look at it. I've never seen it before. And yes, he does appear to be telling the truth.
Gotta pocket it. Well, looks like I have some nosing around to do.
Hey, what do you say we get moving here and get the injured to the church tomorrow? He'll heal you guys up and if you need it, and might get you some work. Father Dumas is a great guy. If you need work in Corvus, he'll probably have some for you.
All right.
Okay. At last, you are free of the swampy morasses of Widow's Wood. The black, twisted trees part, and the ever-present mist finally thins and clears. Ahead of you is the city of Corvus, city of ghosts. A low wall surrounds an impossibly dense mass of those stone structures. Marble spires topped with gold bust through the fog and smoke at street level and reach for the heavens, because Corvus builds upward rather than outward due to being in a swamp. A tangle of bridges and arches ensnares everything in a stony grasp of mazes and hedges. Gunnar raises his voice to be heard over the crackling wagons. We'll be first off to see Father Dumas at the church of Morrow. He can tend to our wounds, and we have a crate or two for him as well. We'll part ways there, and you'll get your gold. It was a pleasure riding with you.
It was a pleasure.
Very well. I will see you at the church, and everyone starts to proceed towards the church. You see this mass church that you all proceed to. The wagons go around back, and the Church of Morrow stands before you. A few hand priests and a man dressed in a black robe with the symbol of Morrow on his tabard comes out with a book, and he appears to be balding man, maybe late 40s, mid 50s, somewhere around there. White beard, white hair. He has a bald spot in the middle of his head. He's just got two hairs on his side, one on left, one on right, like just that hairstyle, whatever it's called, or it's bald in the middle, and then there's like the two little ruffs on the side. And he comes out. He says, "Bring the wounded here. I shall tend to them." And he starts to look at some of the wounded, and he starts waving his hands, and you can tell this guy is a caster. He truly is a priest of Morrow. Apparently a priest of Morrow and Menoth. He waves his hands around, and he starts to heal people. Starts to go around doing medicine, starts to bring food, water. Eventually, after the healing is over, he comes on over to your group. Since there were others that were a lot more critically wounded than some of you. He says, "I hear that you defended the caravan. You have my appraisal. Well done." He holds out his hand to shake Sarge.
Shakes it firmly.
"Thank you again. Not often that happens."
Well, I just shot some people. It was my men here who did most of it.
He kind of looks around and says, do any of your assistants need healing?"
My jacket got critically wounded. It got stabbed like 12 times. Can you revive it?
If your jacket is so inclined, you may go see Taylor Max. I'm sure the man could help you with a new jacket. He's just 2 blocks down that way off to the right.
Thank you. I will do so later.
Me and Anna here are the most worse for wear.
Okay, he'll heal both of you.
Somehow Tobias managed to usually hide and attack from the shadows as he usually does. And, well, Bodden was inside his own little iron fortress.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
If it's magical healing, yeah.
okay, so this is the first time he's done magical healing on you. So this will not count on the table. But both of you heal 8 to the 5 slot.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna say like it's not needed for her since she's already got a potion going.
Okay.
Out of character, I
So-
would not take his healing offer yet. Healing is better later game.
Honestly, if I thought he was gonna like just normally treat us. I'm not gonna take magical. I know that shit's
Okay.
only for
So
like when
he'll
you're
just-
bleeding out.
So he'll just check you guys out. He won't magically heal you then. He'll just check you guys out. And he'll help bandage you up a bit and wrap everything up, but other than that, he's good. He looks at you all. And he says, "So, this is your first time in Corvus. Sorry about the shaky welcome, but it should
We've
be
had worse.
should be profitable. I hear from Gunnar that you are merchants coming into Corvus."
Indeed, we're here to open up a metal shop.
"Oh, well, excellent. You can talk to Tobias at the main merchant ward. He will get you set up with an area and tell you how much it will cost. Usually, due to the good business around here, the plots are quite expensive. However, if you're searching for money, I might be able to help you with that. He says, "Oh yes, beforehand, where are my manners?" He hands each of you 25 gold for the successful defense of the caravan.
Is that on top of the 25 gold for escorting, or
That is the 25 gold for escort.
okay? That's what I thought.
And he says, "If you are looking for pay, there are plenty of jobs to be found around the city of Corvus. However, I may have a job for you myself, and I'd be willing to pay fairly handsomely for it.
Oh.
If you're all up for hearing it, anyway."
I look at all you guys. What are you thinking? What do you got?
I say let's hear the job first before we accept anything.
Well, of course.
Of course. I'll tell you what. Why don't you go get your plot settled, see how much it will cost you, and then come by my estate later today. I will have a meal prepared for you, and you will be guests at my home.
All right, thank you. And I'm gonna wait for him. I'm gonna wait for him to walk away before I turn to their team.
He walks away.
All right. Plan time. So, and out of character. This would be a okay. So I think we need to get some research done on who this family is and what's their spice deal. Find the plot. Figure out just who's in charge around here. And yeah, so do we want to split up and do these 3 jobs?
Sure.
Alright, who wants to do what? Because I'm about to spend a point and we're all going to get an extra dice for whatever rolls we need to accomplish these.
I mean, I guess I'll go check out the plot.
Oh, by the way, you all accomplished a combat, so that replenishes your feat point.
Oh, good.
Can try to find out who's the boss around here.
Okay, yeah, so you're going on figuring out the local politics, the real politics around here. Barden's going to find the plot. I guess I'll go with Barden for the plot. Who wants to go with Torden to the digging some dirt up on this place?
I suppose I could help.
All right. And what was that third job I said? The medallion. Anna, you want to do researching that?
I can try.
You can take.
Yeah, you take Roy.
Marvel,
Yeah, I'll say take Roy. Or do you just want to hang out with the undercover people and we make this a 2-team thing? Honestly, this is more of a 2-team thing. The third thing can wait.
Well,
So you want to dig up dirt on the town, or you want to help property shark loan?
sure. I don't think she'd be good. I don't think Anna's that good of an investigator, so she'll just stick.
Okay, so so it's me, Barden, and Anna, and Miss T, Torden, and Mustang. All right, the plan is set. I'm spending the point. Whenever you roll in non-combat, you get an extra D6 for the rest of the day.
Alright. First things first. Can I have every single person roll me detection for this next part of the story, just for like seeing stuff? And then could I have every single person roll me lore?
Does my dice come into this, or
Yes.
so add an extra D6 to your rolls? Detection?
Yes.
What is that, basic skills?
Mhm.
Where, though? Is it just perception, or?
Apparently, either you or I didn't put it in there, so sorry. Um, you would roll it if you don't have the skill listed under one of the skills you could possibly have. It's just 2d6.
Okay.
What kind of lore do you want us to roll? Is it just any type of lore?
Yeah, just any lore will do.
So
Just looking around.
we're all
asking
rolling an extra
questions.
d6 to this because of my point. So that's 8. Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh no, it's 8 plus the intelligence modifier. Anyways, I'll roll my lore.
All right.
That,
Okay. So,
actually, real quick, if you
Mhm.
two want, out of character, if you two want to go, do the whole, negotiation on your own, negotiate the property on your own. Brandon Arden can go see if he can hit up any local libraries to try researching this medallion.
Okay. Well, that'll be a part of the plan. So, any research rolls you do, you'll, for the rest of this day, you get an extra d6.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect plot.
all right. No, thanks to all of your rolls. You guys, I'll tell you guys what everything does since there's a lot to cover here. So first things first, let's go to see who looks for the area, the plot, if you will, of land that you guys will be selling stuff from. So who was going to do that?
Me and Sarge and Onetta.
Okay, so the sisters. You head to the Merchants Guild, a bustling activity of jacks, people carrying around, markets, stalls, vendors of all kinds, going throughout this maze-like city. Luckily, there are a lot of nice, very conveniently placed signs for you to find everything. However, even with the signs, this city is a maze. It's almost maddening at just how much of a maze-like city this is. You go up, then you go down, then you go backwards to try and get to the other way. But now here at the Merchant's Quarter, most of it is near the river. I will show you not a massively accurate, but at least a detailed drawing of the city. If it ever comes into focus.
Quick question. What does it mean, a booster roll?
3 dice.
Oh, yeah, okay, so all your... Okay, so... Yeah, I boosted all of you guys for the rest of the day.
Yes, it's fine. You go to the Merchant's Quarter, which is along this area. This is mostly the merchants area. And you notice that even though this drawing doesn't give you the full detail, the city builds upward into spires that stretch toward the sky. And there are a lot of bridges and mazes. It's built very crisscross, almost like a spider web pattern. Oh. You eventually find the Merchants Guild. Or not the Merchants Guild, but the Merchants area. And you go up to one of the main guild houses. There's a bit of a line, but after a small wait, you come up to one of the front vendors and you see a dwarf sitting up atop a very large pedestal in almost like what looks like a guild bank area. And he's sitting down and he looks down at both of you. He says, what'll it be today?
Looking to start a metallurgy shop.
Very good, very good. We have several plots. What particular type of crowd were you looking to sell to? Where exactly would you be set up near the waterfront, up on top of the level, down below on a level? What kind of situation you looking for here?
Out of character, I'm pretty much just looking for a place where we can, like, since we're not actually, like, committed to this, what's the cheapest property we got?
Okay, cool. He's like, so you want the easy road. I see what you're saying. Okay. Well,
After
then.
nonsense, we want a good place because You want extra money coming in from Barden's gear, right?
Your gear's good enough, he'll bring in his own money.
But location.
Ah,
Either way.
Also, if you put in the slums, it's more likely to get robbed.
that's just more fun for us.
So where are you asking him? What areas are you going to
Um,
about? You going for just dirt cheap, or are you going for safety? Because technically you can trade. You know, like sometimes you might get an area that's very very secluded that may not have good business, but it would still technically be safe. I say in quotes.
um,
Because sometimes even if you're in a well business area with a lot of people there, you know, there's more people there, so higher chance to get robbed. So there's a lot of things you have to weigh when you're buying property.
what are the
Um,
what are the price ranges we're looking at?
Well, let's see here.
Because my budget is currently 75.
Well, if you want to start at the cheapest lot I can get you is about 20 gold per day. The secondary lots I can get you are about 50 gold per day. And then if you want to get the really high quality stuff, it's anywhere from 75 to 100 gold per day, renting the lot.
Hmm.
Now, granted, I do have some jobs on par for you if you want to do them, and if you're willing to do and help us out with the guild, I can cut you a deal at 50%. So rather than 25 gold, you would only have to do about maybe 10 or so per day if you help us out with a little problem down at the wharf. That sound reasonable to you?
Depends who's the problem.
Well, we've been having a little bit of a gatorman problem with some of our shipments going out. We need a little bit of an escort on some of the things. A lot of the hired help here is somewhat hard to find ever since the Signar Cador occupation started again, you know. So a lot of the mercenaries have been contracted to a lot of the war zones. We don't have a lot of hired help here on our guild. We usually have to pay out of pocket to try and find some stragglers down there from Five Fingers, but those types can't be trusted, if you know what I mean.
There is a reason they call it a 5-finger discount.
He chuckles a bit. Well, if you were to help us with some of our little trading going on, mostly we just need someone to help watch the jacks at the dock when we get our loading shipments at night, and make sure that, you know, nothing goes out of whack there. A lot of the shipments we get in here are gunpowder and other metals, so we don't want to lose that.
Hmm.
Basically, each night, if you wanted to, every night that you send people to help watch the docks, so to speak, he'll be willing to give you that discount at, like, as long as you keep doing it. In other words, if you sit there and just say, "Nah, we're good," you'll be paying the 25 gold each day. However, as long as you send at least 2 people or at least someone to help out at the shipping watch at night when they're unloading the ships, and as long as you know they don't immediately lose all of their cargo, he'll give you that discount every night you do it.
And 50%.
Yeah, 50% discount.
That's fucking
10
good.
Yeah, so that'd be 10 gold as long as you do that each night. But remember, each night you don't do that, it's 25.
Oh fuck, you didn't even give me room to negotiate. I'll shake his hand on that one.
He says, "Well, done deal. Here, I'm gonna need you to sign here and here." He's not trying to trick you or anything. It's just a contract.
Yeah.
saying, you know,
I read it
we're
over.
working for him. He gives you guys some not badges per se, but symbols to flash if you guys need to. And he's like, "All right, here, I'll tell you what. Tonight we don't really need anything, and I know that this is your first time in Corvus, so I'll tell you what. I don't do this." He kind of looks around, gets really close to you. "Look, don't tell any of the other guys here. Being nice to you guys. I like seeing business come into Corvus. This first night, just this first night, on the house, okay? Since you're willing to help out. But I better see you guys there the next night helping us with the shipment, or the deal's off, all right? I definitely want you there on this first night because we got a big shipment coming in tomorrow night." That good for you?
It's fantastic. You'll see yourself an extra trollkin hanging around.
Well, that is excellent. Oh, good. We need some guards on the shipment. It's a big one coming in. So, anyway,
I'm
your
gonna look.
lot is go.
I'm gonna look
Go
up. After he finished telling me about the lot. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Anyways, I'm gonna ask him. So, what's this big shipment you're so worried about?
Well, it's just a large one, and we lost a big one last week to a couple Gatorman attacks.
Hmm.
Mostly, we're just a little bit worried about some of the pirates that have been going alongside the river. Just recently, they came in and started pushing in because, well, apparently Kador has been paying mercenaries to try and go along the riverbanks to prevent shipments from going to Corvus.
Hmm. They wouldn't be dealing in any of that spice, would they?
No, we mostly just deal in gunpowder and jack parts, etc., etc.
All right then.
Okay. Nods down, and he says, unfortunately, I won't be able to actually pay you directly for the job since you're getting a discount on the lot, but you understand,
Of course.
right? As long as you're okay with that, I'm sure you'll be fine. There's also a lot of work around here at the guild and merchants area, so ask around. You never know what you might find, but there's always someone willing to pay coin here in Corvus.
That's what I've heard.
Well, good day to you. You're at lot 9A. Here's a map. Here is where your lot is located. The shop is currently all cleaned out and ready for you to go. If there are any stragglers in there, then throw them out.
Thank you.
Of course. It's not that bad of an area, just not very frequently traveled. In terms of foot traffic, so to speak.
When an artisan's work is good enough, it generates foot traffic.
Ah, a woman after my own heart. Precisely. That is the attitude to have here in Corvus. You'll do fine. Just watch your back, and be careful at night. There are certain areas you shouldn't go.
Understood. She's
And
gonna.
I recommend never going down into the tombs of old Corvus. The catacombs are a odd place.
Noted.
He nods, shakes your hand, gives you all your stuff, gives you your contract. He also gives you the deed to the lot. So if anyone says, hey, move here, or you're not supposed to be here, you can hold up the deed and be like, no, this is our lot. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that went well. I say to Anna.
Quite well, sister. Seems you're tongue as sharp as ever.
I barely had to do anything, honestly. He's just kind of nice. I'm almost off put.
You did notice something a little bit off, Sarge. It seemed like he really did need help with this shipment. Like he was, like when you saw him, like when you said yes to that job he offered, it literally looked like someone had just like he'd gotten high off of weed or something. He just relished. His body just relaxed. His shoulders, kind of slumped, and he was just like slipping into a warm bath. It almost looked like.
It seems. Well, at least we're getting a discount, and we can probably. I feel like there's more to this job that has been put on the sticker. We're gonna have to keep an eye on this. But hey, it's also good to have an ear out on the harbor. Know what's coming in and coming out.
All right.
I
With
guess.
them walking back. With them walking back, what was the other group doing?
I had them digging up, just going to talk to integrate with the local populace and see what's to know.
Okay.
And then I am going to see if I can find sort of library that I can possibly do research in.
Okay, we'll do your first here. You find the Corvus Grand Library. It's quite a sight. It is a spiraling dome of a library that spirals up to about 4 or 5 levels, and each level has just books upon books upon books.
All right.
And you look around, you read, you go through. It takes you a while. Eventually, you do find a book on it. There's not a whole lot on this, surprisingly. A lot of it's been lost to time, and a lot of the records that the Orgath had were destroyed a long time ago. But you definitely find a little bit of the information in some of the Orgath records. It's mixed, it's jumbled, you've got pages that don't even match up. It's basically just a big collection of stuff that survived because the Orgath destroyed a lot of their lore before they left. But this is the only lore or area, the Orgath area, is the only place you find any information on this. It is apparently the symbol of a goddess that represents machine. It was somewhat revered by the Orgath, not really worshipped by them, but noticed. And it says that on some of the pages that some of the old temples to this goddess remain throughout the lands. And for any who find them, usually do not come back. And that's all you can find on it.
All right.
Going for the
What?
going for I think Titus and T.
We want to find about information regarding
What time will
the bosses of the town.
you go to
The
Grandma's?
4:30.
4:30?
I think the best way, which I will tell the T, let's go to a bar and guess what? Let's talk with someone. The bartender. They usually sell information after all.
Okay. You go to the barkeep. You just find a kind of random one along one of the waterfronts. You go into one of the bars. You see a couple sailors and a few other people kind of just hanging around, merchants, other people. And you go up to the barkeep. It's not like the best bar. It's not the most well kept, but it's okay. Well, what do you be having?
He sits down. Beers. I heard that you got the best beers.
Oh, we got some fine brandy, whiskey, ale, whatever you name it.
Let's go.
Would you like to try just a local favorite then?
Your favorite, local favorite. Let's go with it.
Give me a keg.
And you got the keg. That will be 1 gold each, which is pretty much rare since that's what rations and food usually is. So
He gives the gold.
you try it. It's strong. It's strong as hell. It's but it's pretty much what you expect from this area.
The fucking there's a bunch of these weird goblin things.
Ah, yeah. You encounter some gobbers alongside the road. Interesting.
Hard
Yeah.
work. This
We
is
got a
the
lot of
end
we got a lot of gobbers here in the town working on stuff, but a lot of those guys out in the swamp, they're pretty tribal and they're dangerous.
We had a weird, work day today, but everything fine. We have beers. We're here. You're new in town. What can you tell us about the town?
Well, Corvus is quite the place to be. If you're looking for business and trade and commerce, you have come to the right place. Although, as of recently, we've been having a little bit of a problem, and not too long ago we had a little bit of a problem, but we're okay now.
What kind of problems?
A long time ago, about 20 some odd years ago, there was a witch trial here in Corvus. We don't have a lot of those in our history. But sure enough, we had one.
Hmm. My friend and I were looking for, you know, who to not piss off, who to be on the good side.
Oh, well, that's easy. The City Watch.
Easy peasy.
Stay on their
Who-
good side, you'll be fine.
Who's leading the city watch? What's the guy's name?
Currently, the City Watch, well, telling who leads it is kind of an odd question, so to speak. I mean, the watch captain. I'll tell you him because he's the one who really runs things. Watch
Mm-hmm.
Captain Julian Hellstrom.
Hmm. Nice name.
He is he's a pretty straightforward guy. Good, honest, one of the more talkable folk in a lot of the higher ups. Not like some of those magistrates up there.
The magistrates. What's up with them?
Oh well, you know how it goes. Some of them are just full of themselves.
Hmm. He puts another, 5 gold that he found.
Oh wow, 5? Okay.
Yeah. And then he says, "What about him?"
And he says he looks down, looks at you, takes the 5 gold generously. He says, "Well, hell, for that, I'll tell you anything you want to know."
Good to know.
Well,
Good business deal.
I'll tell you
I'm all.
what. Some of the between you and me, look, I know this is kind of old news for us. I mean, the scandal was 20 years ago, but a lot of folks around here they didn't like it. You ever see one of those trials or hear about, people getting convicted and whatever, and something just doesn't feel right about it? You ever see one of those?
No, but I can understand and relate.
It's a lot of people haven't gotten over that. Granted, most of us folks think that it was good that the witches were executed, but you know, I don't know. Still felt weird. The fact that they wouldn't let us watch the execution is even odder.
Hmm.
Nowadays, most public executions are mandatory that a certain amount of citizens watch.
That was not the thing you say, huh?
He
Hmm.
nods and he says, "As for why the magistrates are so stuck up with themselves, well, it's probably because they make so much more than us bottom folk down here. A lot of them work with the Signarian and military and get a lot of extra pay on the side, especially now that the conflicts have gotten worse."
Hmm. Any specific magistrate that that we should basically either stay away or be stay at the good side?
Hmm. He thinks about that for a moment. Yeah, there's one guy you should stay away from. He kind of tends to have a quick tongue, and he runs a lot of business here in Corvus and has a lot of money. But I wouldn't trust the guy as far as I can throw him.
What's
That would
his
be
name?
Magistrate Ulfas, Ulfass, Ulfas
Mm-hmm.
Borlock, Borloch.
Thank you.
Ulfas Borlock. He's just
Bad
not
news.
a nice guy. Not a nice guy, if you know what I mean.
Is the bad news you say?
He's bad news. Watch that guy. He'll be likely more to steal your money or burn down your business and then collect your own insurance money than help you.
I'm here to protect my, merchant. Just making sure sometimes, the bodyguards give back good advices and says, hey, we kind of should accept this guy's money, even though he gives half of the money that we deserve.
Well, if you take a job from him, watch your back. That's all I'll say.
Thanks.
About all I know. Occasionally you'll see a Sid sighting of a ghost or whatever, but that's just here in Corvus. Kind of what happens when you build your city on top of old catacombs.
He nods to and looks at the tea if he has any more questions.
Say, where would you go if you wanted to make more money by, let's say, not legal means?
Kind of squints, looks to the side, looks to the other side, makes sure no one's listening in. Says, well, if you wanted to get your money illegally, it depends on what kind of illegal activities we're talking. What exactly are you looking for, big fella?
Who controls the gambling dens
Hmm.
and the underground?
Well, if you really want a good gambling den, go to the bar on the east waterfront called the Gator's Tooth. Go to the barkeep and ask to see the Lady Mary. He'll understand. You'll probably have to give him some gold to let you down into the rink. There's usually a fairly high buy-in, but that's where some of your high rollers will be.
Interesting.
Watch your coin purse, though, if you go down there.
Thank you. Is there any sort of local gangs or
By the way, here in Corvus, we're getting ready for a festival that happens once a year, the longest night. It's where the sun becomes solar eclipsed. It's a grand old festival. We celebrate all night and all day. There will be shops, vendors, food, some of the best imagination you'll see fit.
thank you for the information.
Indeed. Coming up in a few weeks here, so I'll look forward to seeing you all there. Hey, all drinks will be half off on that night.
Do you have any more questions? I suppose we just start drinking and enjoying the evening until we
Okay.
like have to go back.
All right, so you enjoy yourselves at the tavern. You have a nice little merry time talking to the bartender, a few other patrons, sing some shanties with the sailors, etc., etc. A grand time is had by all. Eventually, when you're God, I hate that. Eventually, when your time is going along and hitting up, you eventually all meet back up. And it's about half an hour until you're supposed to meet Father Dumas at his estate. By the way, his full name is Father Pandor Dumas.
He's a very lovable Dumas.
So you guys all meet up.
Yep.
What you gonna do?
I basically share the information that I found.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my information and tell you guys about the deal about having two
Indeed.
people guard the
Good idea.
harbor at night.
And good idea too, Sarge. Make sure you put down everything I tell you in notes, at least any information you might find preferable to remember, like names or whatnot.
Yeah. Dumas.
That's his name.
Named by a dumbass. Anyways. So. We've got Unexplained witch trial. The catacombs have been mentioned by everybody. And we're only vaguely aware of how weird the city is, and it's only been about 12 hours since we got in here.
I think maybe I should check out this gambling place. See how it works. See who owns money. Owns the money.
I'm definitely not sending you in there alone, but that would be a good idea. Um... Barden, did you learn anything about the medallion?
Yeah, it's from some old machine religion. Supposedly there's some temples around here, lost temples around here, but whoever um heads into them isn't seen again. You know the whole, the whole mysterious, spooky thing.
Hmm.
All I have to say is, I knew it was Chris.
Oh, God, it's Grix. Okay.
Not the Crix.
Yeah,
Chris.
yes. Oh, Chris?
Cyriss.
Strix, yes. Okay, Strix.
They
Yes.
are the only thing that is known about them in the kingdoms right now is that they are very machine-like and robotic.
Yeah.
Well, that just complicates things, doesn't it? Oh God, you don't think the tribals are like praying to them, do you?
Gives a small shrug.
That's just the last thing we need.
Out of character question, much longer do you think this session will be?
We're kind of floundering, so I guess we'll talk to the dumbass
Yeah,
and then.
you're gonna talk to Dumas, and then that will probably wind up being the end of the session after you guys do some role play with him. All right, so music switching. So you guys go to the grand mansion that is Father Dumas's estate, and he comes out and he says, "Ah, welcome. Come on in. Dinner has been prepared." You go into his lovely banquet hall and start enjoying yourselves.
I'm gonna roll an etiquette.
Sure.
This is no longer a part of the plan, so I guess I don't get to boost this.
Nope.
Please don't. I do? Okay.
You've been trained very well in the ways of etiquette. You seem to realize, though, that it appears that the father does not seem to be too picky on rulings and whether or not, to be critical of someone like that. You sit down and you enjoy a great feast. And Father Dumas is eventually staples his fingers and rests them on the table, and he says, "So, about the job I have to offer. We've been having a number of grave robberies recently around Corvus, and I would like to hire someone to get to the bottom of the matter."
Grave robberies. I look at all of you, and
of character question. Necromancy is a thing in this world, right?
Yes, that's
Yes,
where
it
we're
is.
there's literally a country based around it. I'm gonna roll. Okay, yeah, this will work. This should work out. I'm gonna look at him. If we're dealing with matters of the grave, and knowing certain reputations of the city, I'm not stammering in character. Is that too much? No. How wealthy does this man look?
Pretty darn wealthy.
Okay. Going offer 50 gold each.
Per a day in our investigation or at the end of the investigation?
Kind of toss it around in her head. Per investigation.
Or no, it's per day that you are investigating.
Then yes. I'll roll a negotiation.
Ponders over that for a bit. Hmm. 30.
I think about it for like half a second. 37.
Done.
Ba-da-da-da.
And is that 37 gold each or just for...
Each. I said each.
Okay, so 37 each. All right. So now keep in mind that pertain to the deal that you guys will talk out, this means that you A, have to go and at least investigate, and B, you got to give him something at the end of the day for it to actually count.
Fair.
You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, like you can't just be like, oh, we're just sitting here doing nothing. You can't.
Yeah,
do that.
no, I'm a professional.
Not only that, if there's a certain amount of days that you don't make any leeway, he'll eventually just kind of stop and wait till you guys actually make leeway before he starts paying you again.
Yeah, fair.
So, for example, if like you find a couple stuff and then you come to a dead end and don't find anything for like a week, he'll just be like, nope, you know, gotta actually give him stuff.
Fair.
So he'll nod and he'll say, would you also like room and board here?
Out of character, lads. Do we want to just live at the shop, or do we want to live here?
Out of character, how much would it cost to live here
Nothing.
compared to the shop? Oh, nothing?
But we do have a shop. Like, how big is that plot of land, anyways?
Oh, it's got like the like little shop size thing, but it's like, if you've ever seen like medieval stuff or in D&D and whatnot, it's literally just a shop. So it's not like a full-on house or apartment complex. It's like a shop. There's a little lot shop that's on the side in between two buildings.
Okay.
Do we have a ship in our shop yet, or no?
Yeah, they got it purchased.
I mean, like, do we have items in the shop, like stuff we want to sell or pretend to sell?
Not yet.
No, not yet. You guys haven't done that.
I have to sit down and build stuff.
So it sounds like Barden will be... I'll have Barden and Roy hang out at the shop pretty much most of the time. If that's okay with you. To, like, keep up the appearance of productiveness.
Yeah.
Also because you two together would make the most money.
Yeah, that's no problem. I do have to negotiate, so I can sell stuff.
Yes. And yeah, the rest of us will hang out here, I guess.
All right. as you're talking and discussing with Father Dumas, you're just negotiating things and the fire going. He says, "Excellent. It'll be good to finally get to the bottom of this. This has been a very big problem." So do you start asking questions about what's been going on?
I do. Unless somebody else has a question to ask first. I gotta look to you
Yeah,
guys.
what kind of questions do you want to ask him?
Tobias, you got anything?
How many bodies have been stolen?
7 so far.
How often does the bodies get stolen?
Well, the first body was stolen 1 month ago, and then there was one that was 3 days ago. I would say a body each week, although it's gotten more recently. Actually, I think more than 7. I think we've had actually about 11 so far now as of this week. There were 3 bodies this week.
The
These bodies, do they have a certain type? Have a body type, male,
Hmm.
only female get taken?
Well, most of them are random. However, 4 of the bodies were taken from boneyards inside Corvus, a local graveyard not too far from the church here. 3 were taken from family plots just outside the city. None of the bodies have been recovered so far.
hmm.
As for the supposed victims, various people around the town.
Bring your grandma's instead, dog.
These are people that you would talk with. He hands you a list of notable NPCs to maybe talk with or ask details about. And I haven't seen any of the sites firsthand, so I can't say if there's anything odd about the events, but you will have to investigate. I tried to get the Watch to help. Unfortunately, they decided not to investigate the events, claiming that they needed to prepare themselves for the rowdy crowd the Longest Night Festival always seems to bring in.
Is there anything else interesting that happened at these grave sites?
Not that I know of. I have not seen the sites myself. At this point, you look up toward the balcony. You can see some movement. You see a young woman in a very nice, elegant white dress with black hair down to shoulder length, um, looking at you from down over the balcony. And she says, "Oh, hello." And Dumas looks up and he says, "Ah, Alexia, come down. Meet our guests. Would you mind mingling and discussing with them while I go take care of something?" "Oh, of course." He gives her a big hug and he says, "Just remember that you should enjoy the festival." "Yes, Father, I've heard. Go, I will mingle with our guests. Or now we will be, now officially we are hosts now then." And Father Dumas kind of looks at her and he says, "You were listening in, weren't you?" "Well, of course, Father." He goes walking off, and Alexia greets all of you. And she says, "Well, let me be one of the next to welcome you to Corvus and welcome you to our humble estate. I am Alexia Cianor. The last name is spelled Ciannor. I'm interested. I only got the last part of that conversation. What is it you're helping my uncle with?"
Just some research, Les.
I see. I take it this is about the grave robbings?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Gives
I've always been interesting. I've always been a bit curious about that myself. I just can't quite wrap my head around it, you know? I don't understand why someone would do that.
Hmm.
Maybe they're making giant statue made of flesh or bones.
Yes. I'm gonna look at. Does she look? What do I roll to see if she's like being completely honest, forthcoming with us?
Let me get a picture for you guys, just because it's been bugging the hell out of me here. Hold on.
Hmm.
What did you ask specifically?
Like just to see if she's like. I haven't really asked her anything, so. So what do you know of the disappearances?
Well, what I do know is that they were taken from a lot of wealthy family lots. A lot of people who were, shall we say, more. She kind of hesitates for a moment. Stuck up, shall we say? In all honesty, I can't say I approve of the. Can't say I approve of what has been going on, but I can't say I feel any sympathy for them either. Their families have tarnished history.
Oh? Do tell.
There's a picture of her in the library. She kind of folds her arms over her chest and she looks at the fire.
How is William not all over that?
She doesn't look that hot.
She stares at the fire, kind of looking, and her face grows a little bit solemn. Says there were many who were involved in a trial. Happened here about 26 years ago. It was a witch. They claim it was a witch trial. But those of us who were in the know a lot better.
Oh, what kind of trial was it?
Claimed that it was witchcraft and that they were cursing the city. It's amazing what you can do to people when you inspire enough fear in them.
I know all too well.
You say last that it wasn't witchcraft. You hint that was something else. But you ain't telling us what else.
I'll roll an interrogation.
Go ahead. That will actually be good for this scene. Very good. Your negotiation and interrogation skills are very good. She kind of shrugs in. It looks like this is very painful for her to talk about. She says, among those executed, one of them was my mother. They said witchcraft, they said. Evil. But I know my mother would never do that. She would never curse or damn the city. She only had love for this place. That much was a lie. They were trying to help the city. I know they were. They would not do such evils. But once the coven was exposed, they were executed.
Huh. What were they doing to help the city?
They were giving it blessings, taking out the undead, things like that. Ever since the coven was executed, we have been seeing more ghost sightings in the city than ever before. Fools wonder why all this problem is happening. They wonder why the gobbers have come back. They wonder why all this has happened. It's probably because you got rid of the one thing that was helping you. He shrugs a bit. Says, but nonetheless, doesn't matter what kind of magic you have. If someone finds a reason to fear you, you will be taken out.
Hmm.
Did your mother keep notes?
No, she did not keep any notes. Sarge,
Yep. Yes.
hold on. I'm sending you a message.
Oh. Hmm.
She looks
Unfortunate.
at she looks at the fireplace and shrugs. They burned every artifact, every effect she had, and then buried her in the tombs with the others, burying it beneath the Orgas, supposed beneath in the catacombs, so to speak. The only place they called, the only proper burial place they called for heretics, she says in a bit of a disgusted tone.
Hmm.
Yeah, you said in your product, you said the murders. Actually, you said the murders were being committed against
Not
a
murders. Bodies are
high
just being
impact.
taken.
Yeah, those kidnaps.
There's just corpses.
Wait,
I'm afraid I cannot tell you any information about the corpses or who they were, other than the fact that they were royalty. All I can really tell you, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Even that
Okay.
helps them.
She shrugs a little bit and she says, like I said, I wish I could feel sympathy for them, but I can't. Not after all those years ago. But what is being done is. It's a bit of a conundrum for me. I'm sorry. Part of me is sad and upset that someone would defile a gravesite. Another part of me just doesn't care.
Hmm. What they are doing is despicable. Heinous. It is a spit in the face, that is all that is good.
She shrugs. Continues to look at the fire.
Hmm.
This is a hard subject for me to talk about. The list my father gave you. Well, he's not really my father, but he's my uncle. But he's raised me ever since the incident. So, nonetheless, some of those people on the list should be able to guide you to more information and might even lead you to some work. I'm sorry for bringing up a touchy subject, and she wipes away some tears coming from her mouth.
Ah. See if do I have. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. I could roll that. Hmm. Anybody want to do a social thing before I try something?
Yeah.
I don't know if my character has like good socials.
What would I roll to like? Because right now she's at her weakest, so this is the time to get in there and like get like best with her.
What do you want to ask? Like, what do you want to do?
I have two options. One, it's funny. One is just negotiation, but I don't think that works.
Well,
My
tell me
char-
what you're trying to do here. Go. I mean, go, yeah. Go ahead, William.
Well, I was just gonna say, if there's anything we can help, or I can, let us know. Already?
Actually, yeah,
Already.
I do actually have some information. Things you could maybe you could help me with. Well, one, any information on what's going on that's happening you can give me is I'd be most appreciative. But I may know a few people who need some work around town. Come to me maybe in a week or so, and I'll have some work for some friends. I need to be done. They would pay very handsomely,
Happy to hear.
of course.
Alright, character, that was better than my secondary idea, which is just rolling seduction.
Do you want to?
No. Well, not the time.
Okay.
Actually, now is the time.
So
It's always the time for seduction.
It always is the time for seduction. If someone is seduced, that makes them an asset. And obviously she knows a lot about this shit since she was literally 1 degree away from it. How do I approach this? I
What
guess...
do we for seduction?
Huh?
What do we roll for seduction?
Seduction.
Ah, that's a thing. I don't have it, so I can't roll anything.
You're just not as sexy as I am.
It's a social, so it really depends on how you're using it.
I got you.
Are you trying to seduce her with your wit, with your physical?
It's definitely
aspect?
intelligence. Yep. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna walk up, and I kind of tried to do that earlier when I said that these people. I was trying to get her emotional. So I'm gonna go for kill. I'm gonna give my speech first, and I'm gonna stand next to her, look at the fire. There's something sick in this city. I've only been here for 12 hours, but I can already feel it. You were right about everything you said. Something's off. I intend to fix that. But I can't do this. We can't do this alone. I'm gonna look at her in the eyes. Kind of wipe one tear. It's like, will you help us? Will you help me help you? Finish the work that was started. Finish the work that was so brutally taken away from you. To bring justice back to the city. And roll. Please, please, please,
okay,
please.
that's not too bad. She looks at you for a long moment. She says, "You have no idea how long I've wanted to bring justice to the city. Nonetheless, there's no real justice here. The city is run by money and fear, as it always has been. I wish you luck on what you're doing, and of course I will help you, but I doubt we're going to make any progress. It's the way things are, I suppose. But I will help you.
Gonna feign a
I will."
small smile.
She'll smile a bit and she says, "I'll keep my ear to the ground and tell you anything that might be useful."
Thank you, my dear.
She nods and she says, "Our estate is your home. Just don't leave a mess of things and try to, be civilized."
I look to Barden. Don't worry, he's house trained.
She chuckles a bit and she says, "Oh, I'm not worried about that." She gives you a little tour of the manor and kind of tells you
Look
everything what's going on.
confused about this segment. Just like early, like, wait, what? Why am I the one getting?
She gives a tour of the mansion and shows you guys around. And then she says, "I am going to get some shut eye. I suggest you all do the same. You may stay here as long as you are investigating, and welcome to Corvus. I hope that you find a lot of prosper here." And I hope that we can get to the bottom of this as soon as possible, because this is just, well, get the idea. Sorry for the dampening mood. And she shakes your hand and says, "Good night to all of you." Walks back up the stairs.
I'm gonna get her around my finger, damn it.
And with her walking up with the shadows of the fire slowly dying, and the sounds of the night coming out, you're all left there in the main banquet room wondering just what adventures Corvus will hold for you.
No,
Thank
but
you,
I'm
players.
wondering why I'm the one being accused of not being housebroken.
Cause it would be a little rude to say it to Mr. T. He's a teddy bear of a man.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been first session, Iron Kingdoms: A Murder of Crows. I'll see you all next time.